What is going on, everybody? I hope everyone's doing well today. As you can see, I'm in the midst of a project as I spill my cleaning gear all over my dog. Now she's growling at the box. Awesome. How's everyone doing today? Who do we have in the chat? This is completely off schedule, by the way. Militant, welcome. Hey, Prep Rebel. I love the Templars logo, by the way. I never mentioned that before. Coffee, hey, Arkansas. Militant, grow food, yeah. And yeah, this is completely off my normal schedule. Hey, Bitter Critter. So I hope you guys are doing well. It's been relatively quiet. That's, well, knock on stone, I guess, but relatively quiet compared to other places in the world. So I'm kind of happy. I mean, I'm not happy that other people are miserable, but I'm happy that we're quiet because we needed some of that this week. Last day of vacation, living it up. Hell yeah. That's definitely what you should be doing. No, I got a story for that one. I'll have to email you or something. I won't throw it online, but hey, Scott, welcome. Except for 500,000 Chinese troops in Central America. Well, technically that's another country, but actually we can talk about that a little bit. By the way, today's beverage is Topo Chico with lime because I had a morning meetings. I was going to try and sneak out early on a Friday and kind of work remote. And I was going to go shooting with one of my colleagues, a business client, and they had to bail because his kid had something. So I was like, all right, well, I've already scheduled the time. I'll go myself. And meetings hit. So I didn't hit the range till just before lunch. And within an hour, it was freaking 100 degrees. And I'm like, this sucks. I no longer enjoy shooting. It just got crazy hot. And I put up a little short earlier. The range, this new range is phenomenal. So it has actual like awnings, if you will, like a canvas sun canopy. I don't know how to describe it, on big metal pillars. So if you're in a tactical bay, you're actually in shade if you're in the first third of it. And then there's a workhouse in the back of the bay, or in the back of the shooting bay. And that's like a little shed, and it has tables. So you can do pretty much what I'm doing here, because I decided, yeah, I'm not going to clean the gun in the hot because that would suck. But hey, Stewart's prepping. Hello. Hey, Joe. Joe's favorite topic, firearms, man. Yeah, so it got ugly hot, and they wouldn't let me use ARs because apparently there's some kind of like transmission lines, because we've got solar, wind, and oil and gas all mixed together out in West Texas. They had some construction of some type, like 300, 400 yards past the berms. And so pistols were okay and shotguns were okay with like birdshot for training, but no ARs, no long distance rifles on those bays, because they didn't want anything that could conceivably make it and hit some dude way back there, which is fair. I mean, you know, stuff's got to get built. So AR went back in the truck. I didn't bring a 12 gauge, so I could transition with 12 gauge and pistol. So it was pistol only today, which was fine. So, folks, hey, Deuce, welcome. Who else is in there? Starlight, hello. From Canada. How hot is it up in Canada, Starlight? Because I hear you guys have had a bit of a heat wave. Middle of the U.S. is having a heat wave. I think Farmer's Son was saying it was like 102 in his part of the world. And that's crazy, crazy hot. Hello from Van Isle. And I'll tell you what, if all the Canadian and American preppers actually got together and got organized, that would be a pretty badass organization. I mean, just think, I mean, excluding pirates and trolls and marauders or whatever we call them. But so my deck at the moment is 98 degrees, cool here in Nova Scotia, not too hot here. So for those of you who didn't see my note this morning, Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, I don't know if I'm saying his name right, it's Shinzo Abe, he was the Prime Minister of Japan when Bush was there, then with Obama, and then with Trump. And those are three very different personalities of presidents. And he was respected by all of them. Like, he was, from what I've heard, and friends who were from Japan, like even the ones who were not of his party respected the heck out of the guy. And he got assassinated in Tennessee Tactical. Welcome, my brother. Really hot out west in Canada. Yeah. That's what I was wondering. Okay, so you're not in that part of Canada. So I think they're hurting right now. Yeah, he got shot by someone who apparently was a member, or had been a member of the military. And he was shot and killed in a country that does not allow firearms. And what's weird is the one report I saw was that the weapon was homemade, and he still got multiple shots off with a homemade. Because I'm thinking homemade like a zip gun, like they used to make back in the big cities in the 70s and 80s when the drug wars. Shot in the neck twice from behind. Yeah, Prep Rebel. He was done. I mean, the poor dude. So rest in peace to the Prime Minister. But interesting timing. So let's think about this, because I love putting puzzle pieces together, even though they may not go to the same puzzle, but bear with me. So this week, Boris Johnson, who's a big mouth against Putin, has to resign because like his cabinet dissolved or whatever the parliament did, and he had to stand down. Same week, Shinzo Abe, who has basically started rebuilding Japan's military for fear that China will attack not only Taiwan and the Philippines, but Japan as well, gets assassinated. I mean, it could just be coincidence, right? But Prep Rebel, absolutely right. It could be 3D printed. But actually, I won't say how to do it, but you can make a zip gun with like wood and metal pipe and whatnot. And that's but that's crude, and you'd probably hurt yourself doing it like that. But yeah, this guy, he was able to get 2 shots off of a homemade weapon and kill the prime minister. And so early reports, they're looking into this guy's motivation. He could just be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but pipes and duct tape. Whose fault it is, none of us can. And that's where I'm going, Joe. I think Joe beat me to the punch there. But yeah, it's interesting that the 2 biggest voices against Putin and whatever the Chinese president, Xi Jinping, whatever, both, one winds up having to resign and one winds up dead in the same week. And I learned something else, which I did not know, from a friend who was a logistics type in the Navy. And he said that when we're having hurricane season, right, because we're from June to like October, the last 2 months, September, October, in the, if for the northern hemisphere, the Taiwan Strait is unusually calm, like almost glass calm. It's just that the way the weather lands in that part of the world. So if you were going to do something in that part of the world, you'd want to get rid of any major big mouths before you get that nice calm sea to do things with. I may be stretching here. I might be off base. Saw a picture of it. It was wrapped in black tape and looked like it was fired with electricity. Wires. That's interesting. I'm trying not to be salty. No, Joe, I know you've had a rough couple of weeks, brother. I don't take you personally. You've always been super respectful in the chat. And it could be it could be just one dude cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So this, but either way, it's sad to see leaders change in a time when things are very unstable. And then, of course, we have our leaders here in North America who I don't know what the hell they're doing. So, just out of curiosity, the price of gas in West Texas is now under 4. I don't know how long it's going to stay there because I don't think it'll be there for long. What is y'all's pricing? And and make sure you could put it in the chat. Let me know if it's US dollars, Canadian dollars. That's why I heard prep level, but I couldn't confirm. Yeah. Hey, Triple Threat. By the way, you want to talk about shooting pews? Definitely check Tarsha's channel out. She is an instructor. I don't know if she's back in the States. 467 in Ohio. Ooh, you guys are still high. 469 on Long Island. So you guys are still close to 5, and I'm at 399. So that's, and I'm going by the cheapest station. Obviously, if you go to like Chevron and get Super Puff gas, it's $5. But BitChute, whoa, has the uncensored video look like a cannon went off. I saw the smoke. Got back at 4 a.m. Paid $4.02 in Fort Worth. So Fort Worth, Texas is coming down. Tennessee is still mid 4s. 203 a liter. So that's like 8, and then you adjust for the Canadian dollar. Yeah, that's between what, $7 and $8 up there, Starlight. So yeah, hey Loretta, hey Vision. Premium is still over 5. Yeah. The Potato Joke didn't miss the opportunity to bring up what a little speed. Of course not. Of course not. And I find it funny that that's a whole nother fun narrative that's going around that they've made a point of saying that this weirdo kid from the 4th of July was he passed the background checks. Well, Daddy co-signed. So because I bet he wouldn't have passed on his own. So, but yeah, they're gonna take their shots whenever they can. Absolutely. How's it going? A little late to the party, but I'm here. I was to watch while I was doing. Really? So Jason, yeah, I guess this is gun cleaning time. So I wound up taking some more time with the VSP, and I gotta tell you, I've shot, and I'm not knocking the Glocks. Glocks are great guns. I've shot the Tauruses and the Berettas, but the VP9 really impressed the shit out of me. I'm a big fan of HK because one of my first pistols I ever owned as an adult was an HK, which was when I was single and had no kids and had money. And, I could buy expensive guns and go out drinking all night and not screw up my budget. And then I had kids, and then you can't do that anymore. So now that the kids are out, I'm like, oh, I'm going to go get another one. But, 20 years later, hey, yep, Grandpa ice cream, blaming gas station owners. Yeah, gas station owners. I'm on discipline, can't legally drive due to severe rural Louisiana, but I'm not. Ban everything. There's nothing wrong with that. And I lived outside of Lafayette for years. I raised my kids there before we came back to Texas. And Louisiana is not a bad place to be if things get ugly. Other than the gators hiding in the in the trash bins when they get blown to the edge of the cul-de-sac, those little guys. They really can't kill anyone, but they can hurt the shit out of you, and they scare the crap out of kids. It's like, heads up, you're gonna have to had issues for doing what you're doing right now in the past. They may shit can this one. So, but it's on StreamYard, so I'll keep posting it just to be an ass, because I can. We're being played by the silly. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, so it's unfortunate that you had so many leaders who are actually helping America and helping Canada and a lot of the West, and now one stepped down completely, and one's going to be buried sometime this week, and that's we're being played by this illegitimate. Well, they're certainly clueless. So I'll get, and yeah, that's a whole, that would have to be a whole nother live, Tennessee. We can go down a rabbit hole with that one for sure. I agree with you. There's things that are wrong there. But folks, this week, aside from getting the Pew training, this was going to be so inventory week, and then what the hell was I going to do? I was going to dry goods, Mylar bag dry goods this week. So what do you guys got going on this week? What do you? Because I'm a big fan of picking one subject every week or every paycheck, and that's what I go after. So I stay on budget and don't make myself crazy. So I'm here to save you. Legitimate is right. Big box ammunition stores are going up on the price of ammo. Yeah, and I think it's two things at play there. I think on the one hand, it's you have on the one hand you have the government screwing with us, and on the other hand, you have businesses who are like, oh, demand's going to go up, so we can increase our pricing, and then you're not including the supply chain thing, which I'm sure is hitting the ammunition companies. So yeah, they're battling a lot. So if the prices are going up across the board, it's not going to surprise me too much at all. Going to a concert tonight. Ooh, which concert? That's awesome. Thank you, Loretta. Yeah, and folks, if you have a channel that you're actually throwing content on, let Loretta know. Put your little hand up or star or whatever. And so, hold on, somebody's snoring. So all my critters are passed out. Pricing in the back has been high, but online deals are still to be found. Okay, Vision has a channel. It's the only affordable way right now. Yeah, if you can do it on your own, or you can make a deal with someone to help you do it, that kind of upgrades exactly. That's the way to do it, is just do it on your own. So yeah, folks, so it looks like they're actually allowing law enforcement to arrest people. And I did have an update to the two girls in my last live, the two girls who were kidnapped, the unrelated girls, not the siblings. They did find the girls, and they caught the asshole. So asshole is right now, I think he's in the custody of the Texas Rangers or Oklahoma State Troopers. I don't remember. He was going north, and they caught him. So, and they got the girls home. So the girls are back at home, traumatized, but they're at home, which is, always a good thing. Normally, those don't end very well, as many of you know. Hey, apartment prepper, how are you? So, in any case, hold on. Thank you, RP. No, most definitely Vision. Hey, JH, what's going on? So, folks, if you can get your training in, I highly recommend try to do it. I know funding, gas prices, price of ammo, paying for the range, all of that, it makes it difficult for everybody. But if you can't go to the range, you can certainly train for yourself. And again, Tennessee Triple Threat can definitely show you some drills. They're drills you can do with no ammunition. I would recommend no ammunition so you don't blow a hole in your TV. Drills you can do at home. Mag swaps, drawing from concealment, drawing from open carry, dry fire, absolutely. So what I did, my drills today, Triple Threat, was in the pistol bay, right? So it was the 3/4 berm, open in the back. Was start from neutral, draw, 2 shots chest, swap mags. So I forced a mag swap, and 2 more shots, and then stop. And then what I do, I'd repeat the drill in reverse. So I'd start from distance, 2 shot, swap mag, move into the target, 2 shots as I'm moving in. Stuff like that. Those kind of, thank you, Tennessee. Thank you, Loretta, for posting everything. Doing those kind of drills are definitely at the very least, it's training and it's free. And you could do it in your house. You could do it in your backyard if you don't freak out your neighbors. Um, I have some neighbors. Most of my neighbors leave me the hell alone, and all of them are country folks. So if anything, they're more nosy than like they're like, "What you doing? What you buy? Is that new?" You know, everyone wants to see the new pews. And the girls are the worst out here. You would think they're like, "Oh, the boys like guns." No, the girls like their guns too. If anything, they'll have whole little outings with a bunch of ladies going to shoot together, and then they go get tacos. So um, yeah, range fryer, drawing practice, drawing. Uh, hell, you want to have some fun with it? You can clear your house, obviously with an empty weapon, and that's a skill set. I had tried, and I immediately tripped on a corgi coming out of the bedroom because the corgi is like, "What are you doing?" But think about it: if there was an intruder, what are your dogs going to do? They're going to be on their feet following dad or mom through the house. So I never accounted for that, that you would trip on a corgi, or, you know, if you have a German Shepherd, whatever, a lab. Um, oh, yeah, and it has been hectic. So now, are you guys still on vacation? I know Triple Threat just came back from vacation. Are you guys winding down your vacations now, or did you take them before? And did anyone do anything cool? I'm saving my vacation days for later in the year, so no fun stuff for me today. But so now I've been seeing firearms go on sale. I don't know if it's because the ammunition got so damn expensive now they can't sell the guns. Oh, 3 huskies and 2 cats. I have a fluffy little Maltese. It's always the little ones, the little fluffy ones. I have one, and he thinks he's a great Dane until the corgis kick his ass. So if you haven't tried indoor vegetable growing like hydroponics, and you, so my daughter just did that, ban everything, because she does terrariums as a side hustle, and she has like a whole those little clip-on LED lights, and she just has a big tray of little plants, and she has the LED lights on top. She just sprays them every morning, and she's getting these beautiful succulents. So, Jonathan, you know, we thought about it. We never, because everyone's schedule is screwed up, we haven't done one. I was actually going to try and do a get home bag drill where basically drive downtown, have Sassy drop me off in the morning with my get home bag as packed, good or for bad, and then I try to walk it home uh, to see, one, if I can do it, two, if the bag will hold up, and I'm pretty sure the bag will hold up, and I know I can do the distance. I wonder how long it would take me. Out here, it's not very far. It's a smaller city, but in Houston, for instance, it was almost 30 miles or 27 miles from the middle of downtown to the outskirts of Beltway 8. Okay, so you do the math. If you're walking roughly 2 miles an hour, that's a 10-hour walk, and that assumes you don't stop, you make consistent time, and you don't run into obstacles. And that's something I got an air garden for me, and it's me proof. Yeah, coffee first. I have an air garden. I need I need more pods. Hey, big chap, how are you? Peter needed to take. No, I appreciate you popping in. I mean, that's very cool. Uh, but yeah, it wouldn't hurt. One thing I did do this weekend was I have 6 growers similar to the air garden. Yeah, they're super simple. Ban everything. My problem is space in the smaller house, and I don't have a lot of property because this was kind of a subdivision move. And I was figuring I'll be here 4 or 5 years, 6 years, and then I'm out probably sooner. So my next house, I want acreage because I do want to plant. One of my wife's friends, they have acreage, and he has a 1/4 acre of, I think he's growing corn or whatever, zucchini, whatever the hell he's growing. And he has he uses his John Deere, like the little lawnmower, but he has a farming attachment so he can till. And he said literally he makes 4 passes. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just enough for him and the family. And they grow zucchini and all sorts of stuff. Calls it Sharon proof. Oh, that's funny. Last year I bought 5 acres in the country. Yeah, and acreage is going up with people being able to remote work for most careers. You're seeing a lot of people. Thanks, big chap. You're seeing a lot of people not staying in places like San Francisco and LA. They're moving somewhere else, and then they remote in because they only have to go to the office like once a month, and it makes more sense to live somewhere that doesn't suck and they don't poop on your front patio. Um, but yeah, it's there's things you can do even if it's just uh, double checking your backpack fit, doing the dry gun drills, um, securing your home, putting in some solar lights like the little ones you get at Lowe's, put them on your fence. When we had a blackout earlier this year, which it was a windstorm, just came and took out a transformer, the whole block was dark except for my yard because I had little solar lights everywhere. I just put them out, and they not only looked nice, but they were supplemental light. If I needed one, I could have detached it from the fence and brought it inside so I don't break my ass on a dog inside the house. Started growing all kinds of stuff this year. The corn and broccoli are doing great here in North Texas. Yeah, that surprises me because it's kind of dry where you are too, and everyone down here in West Texas is telling me broccoli kicks ass in the winter. Um, and TT1, big chat, yeah. Tennessee one beat me. I try to run El Perez 45 drill in Mozambique at least once a week. Do a lot of dry fire, including. See, militant, and that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Doing those kind of drills um, at home, it doesn't cost much. You already have the pew. Hell, if you don't have a pew, get a BB gun or a paintball gun because it's better than nothing, and you can still clear the house with that. You paintball pellet the shit out of somebody, I guess. I bet if you froze them and shot someone, that would hurt like a son of a gun. But I just brought food grade 5-gallon buckets to grow hydroponic yellow squash, snow peas, and hey, Jennifer, and indoor cucumbers. I bought several larger grow lights. Very cool. Okay, so it looks like Loretta will be Tennessee's mod too. And folks, if you've had videos and I haven't popped in or I popped in after the fact, it's because my schedule is screwed up. And for some reason, I get my notifications way after the fact, which to me is just annoying as shit, but goes with the territory. Uh, but yeah, do those drills and take the time to get familiar with what you're take the time to get familiar with your equipment. I was using a retention holster. Actually, where is it? So this I was using a paddle holster. I like having at least 2 holsters of different types for each pistol that I think I'm carrying. This one has a thumb release here, and it's really meant for open carry, but I don't open carry often. But I found with a long shirt over it, I have to maneuver my hand a bit to get the shirt clear so I can release it. So it took a little bit of practice. Had I done it under stress, not having practice, I might have struggled getting my pistol out in a timely manner. So, practice with the holsters you actually carry with. I've noticed. Well, Tennessee, I'm getting notifications for like Tribe and Josh a week later. And then I'll go and it said recorded 4 days ago. And it's like, well, what the hell? Um, so the notifications are always way after the fact. Yeah. And so starting my sweet potatoes tomorrow. I got to go buy sweet potatoes later. I pulled some steak from the deep freeze. So that'll be dinner tonight. Uh, by the way, I'm seeing some meats are going on sale and some are going up. So chicken's gone up and beef went down, which I thought was really weird, but it did. I don't know if they're trying to clear inventory or what the deal is, but in any case, watch those changes in price because they will happen very quickly. And if you don't catch them, I usually find these deals in the middle of the week. So notification late, so rewinding to beginning to catch all of it. Hey, little Miss Prepper, how are you? Just moved here last year, and I love being able to conceal without a permit. So, Jonathan, what I've done, I recommend it to a lot of folks, get the permit anyway, because that's only valid within the state, and it's not valid outside of the state of Texas. So, like, if you're carrying concealed and you happen to go over the border to Oklahoma, even though that's a constitutional carry state, it's only for the residents of the state. So you could be in violation. If you have the actual card, that's like a whole new level of acceptance across state lines. And for me, with the travel, and I think Triple Threat just said something in here. Yeah, yes, indeed, get the permit to travel. Strike you on the empty firearm. See, but how do they do that? Because they're channels that do entire videos of shooting and training and all that stuff, and then I'm attending a how to obtain a permit to carry seminar this weekend. I would do it, yeah. And once you get your permit, definitely get a few classes in. It's a live stream. Really? So on a live stream, if you're cleaning a firearm, I could get busted. Well, that's ridiculous. Okay. I did not know this. So yeah, I might have to make this private or hidden or something, which kind of sucks. Okay, Tennessee, thanks. So that's so weird. Different rules. I did not know that. Hey, gun girl. Well, and they do it to cut down on mass shooters and suicides, live streaming it. Oh, that makes sense. So the algorithm will trigger on the firearm and say, oh, there's a firearm here and it was alive, therefore no. And I'll get kicked out. I did not know these things. That's very interesting. So watch. Ha, no gun. That won't work. I'll get in trouble anyway. But I have my CCW license and keep it for reciprocity to carry from state to state. Yeah, definitely, definitely a good idea because you never know. Look, think of it this way. If you have the permit, let's say you live in hurricane or tornado country, something happens and you've got to bug out. All right, that should be your last option if possible. But if you have to and you're carrying, you want to be in compliance because as it is, you're going to be an evacuee. And if you have no destination, you could be a refugee. But then if you're carrying improperly, then you're a criminal. And that's not good. You know what I mean? You don't want to deal with that additional problem if you have to bug out. So, Matt Shad, greetings. I practice, but they haven't been allowed to carry. Now our governor is trying his hardest to make it as difficult as possible. Ugh. From video, I did handling my firearms. Okay, they deleted comments and keep turning off the videos. Okay, well, that's awful. No, and ban everything to your point. I honestly think if you look at that kid, he's got like AntiFun all over him. It's written all over him. So, and his dad, they kept saying the dad ran for this party and ran against this guy. And, the dad, and they're going after the dad because the dad fits the narrative, I think. I don't think the kid does. I honestly think that if they did enough digging, they would find that this kid was trouble. I bet he grew up in I bet he grew up in a home where daddy made a lot of money and ignored him, or mom made a lot of money and they ignored him. And so he got salty and he was just being a turd. So yeah, that's frustrating, guys. Because then you don't get the actual hide that too. Ta-da. By the way, that's a pretty good holster. I am doing a video where I'm reviewing different combative pistols, the VP9, the M9, which is kind of the classic, and then I have another piece, and I'm going through the different ones. His social media was filled with hate. I can see the live chat, but the video is gone. That's possible. So, yeah, I'm not sure what the deal is with that kid. And then the kid who made the hand cannon, or that young man who made the hand cannon over in Japan and assassinated Prime Minister Abe. That sucks. That concerns me a little bit, because a lot of our friends are being removed from power all of a sudden. And it could be nothing. It could just be really unfortunate circumstances, and just really bad coincidence. But that's a hell of a lot of coincidence. So someone on another live stream was saying they were having trouble with Roger's internet. So yeah, guys, it got quiet this week, and quiet is good for us because, oh, here comes the delivery truck. Hold on. Angry dogs in 10 seconds. His ears just went up. Did the person just trip in my neighbor's yard? You hear it? What happened, Jax? Rogers is down all across Canada. Hey, calm down. No, sir. Yeah, they're going to be carrying on for a second. Mind you, UPS is gone. They've been... So, anyway, I always know if somebody's at the door with those three. Hey, come here. Why are you running around the kitchen? There's nothing in the kitchen. Go to bed. Go to bed. Hey, settle down. Go. Go. Go to the kitchen. Go somewhere else. Nobody likes you. Now they're making each other bark. Dude, go to bed. I'm going to give you a pinch. So he's sitting there, half on the bed. Dude, smack you. Half on the bed, half off. Okay, I'm going to show you. Come here, stupid. I'm going to show you. No, don't play dead now. Oh, now you think you're in trouble. This guy is the big mouth. All 12 pounds of him. Go on over there. Go fight. So, dude, you need a bath. You stink. Anyway, now he's all upset. So, yeah, it's been that's always the excitement I get whenever UPS shows up. He's super cute. So, interesting story. The Papillon is actually meant for goat herding. They keep unplugging my laptop because they're angry at each other now. It's actually meant for goat herding. And if you want to see something funny, look for Papillon. It looks like it's spelled Papillon. Agility course, because they race those little guys against border collies and obstacles. He'll tear through the house, up the couch. I mean, he does this aerobatic thing up until one of the potatoes torpedoes him and knocks him on his ass. Yeah, no kidding. Attack corgis activate. And that deep bark was the corgis. And they're brave as shit too. So you figure though they were raised to chase cattle in the UK, so they're not afraid and they'll bite. So Rogers is one of Canada's main internet providers. Really? So Rogers is down. That's really interesting. And it could just be somebody broke something, but it could be the Roman Prep or Rabbit Hole, the evil or Rabbit Hole, the evil admin got him the hunt. Oh yeah, something I don't know where that guy made it, or was he a scent assassin? Was he like supposed to be the Lee Harvey Oswald of Japan, but they actually caught him? Um, I'm curious what's going to happen there. That's that whole thing is unfortunate. Uh, oh, you done now? She's laying on her side, but she has little legs, the corgis, so they're sticking out like a T-Rex. So she looks like a sideways T-Rex potato. Their eyes are dilated because they're pissed off. She's got my dog got shark eyes. Well, I'll tell you what, the corgis weigh 30 pounds. They weigh as much as a border collie. They're just short. But bitter critter, you know what? I hope not. Um, Unfortunately, we have politicians on both sides. Hey, NC Deb, we have politicians on both sides who like to stir the pot. Um, and I mean, right now we have politicians in one party in particular who's seems to be thriving on saying we're going to go to the streets, get up in their faces, defund this and defund that, and they're inciting problems, uh, and that's concerning. That's uh, that's one of those things that I would definitely pay attention to the news, and I don't think it's going to be the same everywhere, right? I think what you see in Arkansas will be completely different from Los Angeles. So you got to factor in regional differences. I think we're going to see some for sure, because there usually has been the last four election cycles. There's been a lot of more unrest than is typical, but it's I honestly think you're gonna see certain cities get very ugly. So if you travel a lot like I do, you may want to plan accordingly. I always encourage people, hey, off the wall snuck in on me in here somewhere. Um, if you're, yeah, off the wall's right. It's going to hit different parts of the country at different times. And with the dude with the G stones. Oh, yeah, that was actually impressive. Uh, he built a double barrel shotgun with an electric trigger. Okay. It went off. It sounded like a blunderbuss, that big fluted cannon they used to use. It was really a hand cannon back, like the musketeers back in the day used to use that. Um, yeah, it was just boosh, boosh, just big puffs of smoke. Um, but yeah, you're gonna see this unrest. So if you are traveling, definitely bring a change of clothes in your luggage that is suitable to move with. Um, and even if it's for a business meeting, my sister used to work in Manhattan, and she'd wear sneakers to work, had the heels in her. She had the big purse looking thing, and she'd switch to the heels in the office as needed, and then on the way home would flip back to the sneakers. And she used to keep, I think she used to keep like a pair of sweatpants and a hoodie. So she basically could just make herself look like some gym ragamuffin in about 5 minutes in the ladies' room and come back out and nobody'd notice her. Uh, Police raided his home. He made hundreds of hand people. Really? 2.10 million wireless customers and 2.5 million internet customers. Yeah, Joe, an electric trigger is not difficult. Oh yeah, they're super illegal in Japan. So the fact that he was making them, um, it could just be a guy who's completely cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I mean, it could be that simple. But I know the Japanese are definitely looking into his motivations and his funding and all that other stuff. Because if it turns out he was sponsored by someone politically or militarily or otherwise, that could spin. Um, Hopefully not. Hopefully, I mean, sadly it happened, but hopefully it's just one idiot, did his own thing. Outside of all, you have a channel also, folks. All the water is disappearing. The U.S. is exploring. Okay, yeah, off the wall. Yeah, I saw when I started. I had a notification on the top. You were finishing up yours. Um, what I find interesting is Lake Mead is it was 150, 200 feet down when I went there last year. I now they're finding dead bodies from like mafia days at the bottom of the lake. Yeah. So yeah, if someone can put off the walls link in there. Okay, it's already in there. Uh, there's a lot of things going on, and the fact that we're losing our leadership friends overseas, that's a little bit concerning. Um, Again, it could just be a absolute Fruit Loop of a guy who killed the prime minister. But with everything going on, and keep in mind when there's a lot going on is when people like this show up. I mean, you look at the Archduke of when they killed the Archduke of Austria-Hungary. It was a Serbian. Austria or was having issues with Serbia, but he was not affiliated with either or. He was just pissed off all by himself. Went and killed the Archduke, but he gave the perfect excuse for those two nations to get into it, and then everything kind of came apart from there. So it's way down. It's below the turbine intakes. Okay, I lost. Yeah, and as times get harder, people will misbehave. I think I mentioned that before. I know Off the Wall has. People will misbehave. People will start becoming opportunistic, and they will start taking advantage of other folks. So definitely don't engage people you don't know. Don't go into, if you go into a parking lot, don't just take a spot, drive around. I think Redleg also pointed this out. Drive around a bit. Um, at least see what's going on before you park your car. Because if something shady's going on, don't go to the store. Go somewhere else. Um, so Mad Shad, you're thinking it was an internal political thing at in Japan, which would make sense. That would probably give him plenty of motivation. So, folks, get that training in when you can. Hopefully, they won't take the whole video off because I was cleaning a pew, but you never know. We'll see. I might leave it on as a pure experiment to see if I get busted or not. Um, so I guess if I do, I'll email Tennessee and Off the Wall and everyone on Discord and say, "Hey, I got put in the penalty box." Domino effect happened after Roe v. Wade. First Roe, then Georgia Stones, then PM resigns, and former PMs. Yeah, it seems to be. Uh, it seems to be a lot of things happening in succession, and again, it's a lot of things that may be unrelated. But the fact that the guy who was most vocal about China in one part of the world and the one who was most vocal about Russia in the other part of the world, he stepped down and he's no longer alive. And it happened within the same week. And again, I'll go back from what I heard about the meteorology of that part of the world in outside the Taiwan Strait, the South China Sea tends to be very calm later in the fall. Whereas we're in the midst of hurricane season down south, uh, the Taiwan Straits, from what I heard toward the later half, like the fourth quarter of the year, tends to be very flat. So if you were going to do something, you would think that would be the time. It's interesting. What did you do now, Pete? Oh no, I was cleaning. I was cleaning a friend off the wall. I was cleaning my range device while talking, and we were talking about combative drills you can do at the range. And folks were warning me that I could get flagged because of the previous crazy people who live stream bad stuff. That the algo may pick up the item in question. Hence, the item is covered. It is deceased for now. Bojo the clone or Shrinza. And Joe, they may not be, man. They might absolutely not be, but the timing's curious. Um, and of course, the media will spin it, but it remains to be seen. Yeah, time. You can show a gun on YouTube, folks. There you go. But yeah, do the drills. I do recommend also, like I started with, I have different options. The standard paddle holster, the belt holster. Make sure you have options depending on what you're wearing and where you're going. If I know I'm going to go into an area that's restricted, like a hospital or a courtroom, I cannot carry, whether I think I should or not. I can't. So I can back off the paddle holster. I can just disconnect it, put it and lock it in my truck, and I can enter the building and not have to completely disassemble my attire to get a holster off. If I'm taking a long road trip, this one's it's nice and soft. This one's a lot easier on my ribs. If I'm driving, it has a little back panel, so it's not digging into my side. So let's see what. I'm going to post Amazon product review for 12-volt 100-watt rice cooker, cigarette lighter. You can also find in the truck stops. That's actually a really good idea if you have a Jackery or one of the other Bluettis and the other brands. You can actually just keep things running. One of the other things I might do is take the Jackeries to the different large appliances and see what their voltage, because I can calculate it from the label, but I want to see what the actual computed voltage is on the device for the freezer, the fridge. I know the big Jackery will run my freezer, and I have a drink fridge here from my kids' college that they wound up leaving with me. So if that pulls a lot less juice than the big fridge in the kitchen. So if I need to, I can move important stuff in here and use the smaller generators to keep this one running at a lower voltage and still keep the stuff cool. All right, Starlight, be safe and take care. And Mad Chad, that's where I'm going with it. I'm wondering, and it could be completely unrelated. This could just be a great opportunity for them to start garbage. But hey, Coffee First, thank you. But keep in mind there's a lot of bad blood there, and the timing is very perfect to cause problems. But I'm curious to see how this will play out. I'm certainly going to be paying attention to it. But well, folks, we're just a hair under an hour, and I try not to keep these lives crazy. And let me see. I can't believe you can cook with them. It actually works great. Okay, see, and that's good. No, rice cooker can do a lot, and it's a lot less juice than an Instant Pot. So definitely check the truck stops, because remember, those guys work off a 12 volt inside the cab. So you can find RV stores as well. You can find a lot of goodies over there. But folks, I'm going to wrap it up here. So you guys take care of yourselves. You all be good. Try to keep out of trouble. And while it's relatively quiet, the gas prices kind of went down a little bit. Stock up a bit. Go out, get what you need to get, and see if you can find any deals. I'm finding them around Wednesdays, Tuesday, Wednesdays every week. So check your stores next week in the middle of the week during lunch and see if you find any of those specials. You all be safe, be careful, and I will talk to all of y'all later on.